Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Maral Satar, and today I am going to teach you how to get press for your book. Now, just a quick intro on how you got here and about our Author Academy. Author Academy is part of BiblioCrunch, a platform that connects authors with the best curated publishing professionals. If you're looking for an editor, designer, someone to help you with your author website, you can actually post your project on BiblioCrunch and receive proposals from trusted vetted freelancers. We've been featured in Money Magazine, Consumer Reports, Forbes, Bloomberg, BBC World News, Publishers Weekly, Wall Street Journal, Library Journal, and a whole bunch of other places. And now I'm just going to do a quick intro and get into talking about how to get press for your book. And if you have any questions, you can actually always tweet or hashtag IndieChat and someone will get back to you. So just a little bit about me. I'm Maral Satar. I'm the founder and CEO of BiblioCrunch. And a little bit of background. I have a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. I have an MS in Digital Publishing from NYU. I was a software developer for 7 years, and then I spent 4+ years at Time, where I was a senior product development manager. I launched a lot of digital initiatives like the video, the apps, the blogs, and the ebooks. And I also wrote a series of top 10 lists and roundups, and people would pitch their ideas and stories to me all the time. So I actually had a chance to actually write about some of the interesting books, interesting gadgets, interesting gaps. And while I was at Time, I recognized a need in the ebook space, and that's when I left Time full-time to launch BiblioCrunch. And BiblioCrunch is basically kind of like the Angie's List, but for book publishing services. So just a quick overview of the industry. The industry has changed drastically, and it's an exciting time to publish a book. Just to give you a question about the industry, digital publishing has grown exponentially since 2009, over 9x, and now is a good time as any to publish a book. The publishing services spectrum has changed drastically. Before, you had traditional publishers and you had DIY authors. 10 years ago, authors could not directly publish without going through an agent and a traditional publisher. But now, an author can actually become a bestseller, get all the services, and pretty much get a publisher level quality book out there if they have the right team, they have the right editors, the cover designers, the right people to format their book. Book stats. So just to give you a quick overview of the industry, numbers, the big 5 traditional publishers now only account for about 16% of the ebooks on Amazon's bestseller lists. Self-published books now represent 31% of ebook sales on Amazon's Kindle store. Indie authors are earning nearly 40% of the ebook dollars going to authors. Self-published authors are dominating traditionally published authors in sci-fi, fantasy, mystery, thriller, and romance, but they're also taking significant market share in all genres. A note about pricing. A lot of people think that pricing your book at 99 cents devalues your book a lot. Actually, today in 2015, the 99-cent pricing days are gone. Content does have value. The sweet pricing spots are $2.99 and $3.99 for most ebook bestsellers. In general, authors who price their books modestly earn more than those whose average price is higher, and 99 cents is no longer the path to riches. Readers prefer longer ebooks. In fact, best-selling books tend to be over 100,000 words. Series books outsell standalone books, but series books under 50,000 words are at a sales disadvantage. Free still works as a wonderful marketing tool, especially when an author offers a first book in a series for free, but it's much less effective than before, primarily because so many authors are taking advantage of it. Pre-orders give authors a sales advantage. Nonfiction earns more at a higher price. This was a real shocker. Nonfiction buyers are less sensitive, according to Mark Coker. It appears that if most nonfiction authors are underpricing their works, they should experiment with higher prices, he says. Bestsellers. Just a quick note on bestsellers. Book sales are tough. Launching a book is kind of like launching a new business. The numbers are not consistent. There's so many different ways to track ebook numbers, and not everyone uses ISBNs. So any data or numbers that you hear, just take it with a grain of salt. According to Library of Congress, the average self-pub book sells 100 copies a year, and the average traditional book sells 250 copies a year. So now into the nitty-gritty. How to get press and how to get blog mentions. Because there's so many books published out there, you kind of want to make your book noticeable. You want to catch a reader's eye. You want to catch a journalist's eye. You want to catch a blogger's eye, and make sure that your book is in the best condition possible. Firstly, we're already assuming that your book has a great cover design, it's well edited, it's fact-checked, it's proofread, and it's optimized for all formats. Okay, now there's different ways of getting book exposure. One is, and I'm just going to talk about pitching to mainstream media like press, and pitching to bloggers and actual blogs that actually review books. Pitching to mainstream press. So the first thing to note is you want to pitch to outlets that cover your type of book. Make sure you develop a strategy to pitch. Don't just do a cold email and blindly email a journalist at Fortune and Time whose email you got off Twitter saying, hey, I have this great book, can you write about it? That will definitely not work. Also, don't ask your friends who've been featured for contact information, because it won't be relevant to you. If they've been featured for having a great startup, most likely the person who wrote about them is not going to write about the same topic that you're in or the same topic that your book's about. Number one, do your research. Make a list of places you'd like to be featured. For example, Huffington Post, AARP, Mother Nature Network. Add this list to your marketing plan. You can actually download a marketing plan from our VIP Resources Author Academy section. Getting featured. So now we're going to talk about how to get featured and how to get noticed and stand apart from all the other pitches. One, create a checklist. Once you have your list of where you want to be featured, go through, like the Huffington Post, go through AARP and check what types of books does the media feature. Do they do roundups, like the 10 best books to read for Mother's Day, the 8 best books for Earth Day? Do they take submissions? Do they have a policy on self-published title? The last thing that you want to do is pitch something that doesn't go along with the blog or journalist policy. Pitching to roundups. Journalists usually set their stories and holidays or events a few weeks in advance, longer for the holidays. For example, some holidays you might want to look at are Earth Day, Secretary's Day, Mother's Day, and there's a great place to get a list of holidays here. Finding press contact information. For example, for Earth Day, you might want to send your pitch several weeks in advance. One strategy is Google books for Earth Day, Google kids books for Earth Day, Google children's books for Earth Day. And example results will usually be for the prior year or the year before. Find the contact person of who wrote the actual article. Find them on Twitter, LinkedIn, or Goodreads, or Google their name. They will usually have a website or email that you can contact if it's not listed in the media's publication. Now on to your pitch email. You want to make sure that your pitch email is good. You don't want to say something like, hey, here's my book, check it out, it's awesome, because that will not get you anything. So just a quick format for your email. Make sure you have a good subject, a good body, a good signature, and include an attachment. Email subject. Your subject should catch the eye of the journalist or the blogger. For example, you want to make it clear. You say story idea, roundup of Earth Day books, and that will immediately signal the journalist, if he's doing a story on Earth Day books, that, oh, maybe he should check out your email, and that will actually make the journalist, he or she, open your email. Composing your email. Make sure you address the person formally. Research the person's work. Visit their blog or website and their webpage. Read some of their stories and get a feel for their writing. If they cover international politics and have never mentioned a book, don't pitch them. Your email will go straight into the trash. News pegs work really well. For example, if New York City schools are a hot button issue and you've written a book about standardized testing, you could actually do the following. So this is a sample email body. Dear Mr., Mrs., Miss, whoever, I really enjoyed the roundup you did for X, where X is the name of the publication. I think that standardized testing is a very hot issue. I just recently published a book, include the name of the book, which is very relevant to the cause, and then link to Amazon, and then list your qualifications, why you're an expert on the given topic, and then say, I'd be happy to send you a review copy to possibly include in the roundup. And include the name of the roundup, best, and your email signature. Your email signature. Your email signature should have all the information that the journalist needs if they want to contact you. You should have your full name, your website link, your phone number, any social media links that you're on, any accomplishments, press, or awards that you've received. Now that we've kind of covered the art of an email, we actually need to optimize when to actually send the emails to make sure they're optimized for opening. Journalists are usually looking for stories Monday a.m. to queue up for the rest of the week. When it's later in the day, they've already written and planned their stories. Also at the end of the week, they've already kind of checked out. So Mondays is usually the best time, usually when they come in, typically 7:30 to 10:30. Don't send a journalist a holiday-related book the week of the holiday. Chances are they've already got the content queued up and ready to read, and they're probably already on vacation. Things to remember. Make sure your book is in the best condition possible. It has the eye-catching cover, edited by professional, error-free, and it's available in print or ebook, because the journalist or the reviewer will usually have a preference for how they want their book reviewed, or how they want to review your book. Also, before you start pitching or sending your book to them, make sure you have a respectable number of reviews. Usually I say greater than 10 before pitching your book if it's already published. Journalists actually do quickly check on links to make sure that it's legit. We already talked about bestsellers, additional resources. If you're looking to hire a vetted freelancer, there's BibliCrunch, there's our self-publishing tips blog. I also write a column for PBS Media Shift. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email. You can tweet at me, or also tweet at my company, and then also I'm on about.me/Meral. Thanks so much, and thanks for coming to the webinar.